What's up guys, Austin from Austin's Trading Group. Welcome to this video. This video we're going to be doing a trade recap on a NASDAQ futures day trade. Or actually I should say a couple NASDAQ futures day trades from today. So pretty much what I was looking for was to play a morning bounce and then actually ended up going short today. So let's hop on over to TradingView, take a look at some analysis. I'm gonna go over why I wanted to take this trade, what directions I was looking to trade, the ideas behind them, the execution behind them, and what the resultant outcome was. So let's hop on over to the screens and take a look at what we got. First thing I want to point out, guys, that we have two charts here. The one on the left is mainly showcasing the overnight volume profiles. I look at overnight volume profiles before the market starts each day, just so I can pretty much see what we got going on into the new session. So we have this high volume area here. This is what I was keeping an eye on for this morning session. So I was looking for a price to either, break out of this area here, this yellow box and these two red boxes, and play for a retest and then trade that higher. And then on the right side, we just have more levels, some structural things such as a 24-hour VWAP and a session VWAP. So the session VWAP is going to be this orange line that we see here. The yellow line is going to be the 24-hour VWAP. And then we just have the prior day value area low, prior day point of control, and the prior day value area high. So what I'm doing with these prior day value levels is I'm using them as key levels into the new session. So if I see an overnight volume area, a high volume area, lining up with a prior day key level, then that is a stronger setup that I would be looking to trade and put some risk on for. So let's hop back on the charts, see if we did have that and what the outcome was for the trade. Going into this area, we could see we have the prior day value area low right around 145, and then we had this high volume area right around here. So we can see we had a high volume node 167 right around the 150s. So going into the progression of the trade, we can see we have the value area high for the day at 233, value area low 146, and now I'm basically kind of getting a feel for what's going on into the session. So let's actually drop a time frame and let's go to the 5 minute so we can get an accurate kind of comparison here of both these charts. You can see here we got pretty much the same bars going on for both charts. So we pull back into the high volume area and this value area low for the session. Right here, we also have the value area low. So this is at 145, value area low for the day is at 152. We have the high volume zone. I'm thinking, all right, cool, we have a potential long setup here. There were a couple other things that I was looking at according to my strategy, but for now, we're just gonna talk about these things, guys. So basically was looking to get long this value area low for the day in confluence with the high volume area there. Skip ahead with this chart too. So we could see, pushed up, took out these two previous highs, had a nice confluent zone here, extended from VWAP to the downside, and had value area low. So was definitely, thinking in my head, all right, cool, we have a potential setup here to get a nice bounce, so I ended up taking a trade here. So let's take a look at the executions from this setup. So you can see around 160, that's where I first got involved in this trade. I actually ended up stopping out right around 150 and then the other piece out at 140. I did end up taking out what we had going on right here at this 150 area and getting back involved at the 140s. So we can see we had the first entry right here and then actually ended up stopping out shortly after. But a way that I manage risk is that I will re-enter the trade if it aligns certain criteria in which the setup did. So ended up taking another entry there and then stopping out shortly after. So took two small losses attempting to catch a bounce here, and risk was managed very, very properly. So I did take two entries. I did stop out one a little early and then re-entered, but that's all according to my risk management plan. I kept risk very tight here, and that actually allowed me to stay in the game for the rest of the day and stay focused on strategy, stay focused on my edge, and not let any anxiety or fear come in from over risking or being on tilt at all. So overall, level head, took a loss. Moving into the session, we could see that I was clearly wrong with the bounce. We ended up breaking that low and moving significantly lower throughout the rest of the morning. So we could see that right here, ended up moving much, much lower And then around 10:30, trying to form some type of a low and just smacking that and moving further to the downside. So we ended up putting in a low around 12.036 for the day, and then actually ended up bouncing a little bit lower, right around 11.990s. Spoke too soon there. 11.990s, and then we got a bit of a pop. So now that we have this pop, I'm analyzing the chart, seeing what we have going on here, seeing we have some potential resistance from that overnight volume area, as you can see, at 160. We have VWAP at 120, 117, right around there. And from now, we are basically pushed lower. So this green dotted line on my chart is the pre-market low. Here we have a couple high volume nodes in the point of control for the day. So moving on into the day, going into the afternoon, volume was high pretty much most of the day. It really didn't get too thin going into the afternoon like it usually does. It ended up holding pretty decent volume going into the session. And this is the intraday ATR here. So the intraday ATR actually held pretty good for most of the afternoon, which is not something we typically see. So the fact that we were able to, still have range in the market, still have a pretty decent amount of volume, allowed me to actually continue to analyze the market and be willing to take an afternoon trade. So once I saw that we took out these lows, I was basically waiting to see if we had another opportunity to get short. So we took out these lows, made a new push to the downside, and we have the pre-market low right here. We have the VWAP for the session there. And now I'm just saying, all right, cool, let's see what happens. We had a nice push down. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a pop back up. And then a potential reshort. Going on into the afternoon, we wick right up into this high volume area and start to get a rejection. So this is where I got involved short. So we could see on my execution chart, this is where I got involved short, right around 126, 130. This is my Sierra chart. That's where we got those entries in. It's a 2-minute chart, by the way. So got those entries in right here. If we go back and take a look at TradingView, we are extended from the session VWAP. We are coming into that pre-market low, coming back into that prior day value area low that I was looking to use as support. So now I'm thinking, all right, maybe this level could turn into resistance. We have some extension from the session VWAP. We're in that high volume area, and this could potentially be a nice trade. This is also now the value area high for the day. So value moved lower for the day. We have value area high, we have extension from VWAP, we have some key levels. I'm confident in my short, and that's why I decided to go short here, guys. We had a couple things lining up, more than enough for me to actually feel comfortable to take on risk. So let's see what happened moving on into the session. So we started picking range back up, and then boom, we start moving lower. So we actually ended up moving lower pretty significantly throughout the afternoon. Afternoon session begins, and we had a nice meltdown. So this is a great trade, guys. Actually ended up taking that small loss in the morning, as you guys can see here. So I took that small loss and whatever, because we ended up catching this massive short to the downside. So got my shorts in around 120, 130s, rode those down about 100 points. So we got short up here and covered a nice piece of my shorts right into here for a nice 100-point move to the downside, guys. So this is a super nice juicy short, easily made back the loss from over here, and was actually able to leave some runners in the trade and take a piece out here, a piece out here, and then I just threw the last little piece at break even above this little consolidation zone there, 350. Market wicks up, takes that out, and it is what it is. But that was the trade for today, and then we ended up dumping into the after hours. So this is where the market closed right here. So for the most part, pretty much nailed that entire down move, aside from catching the absolute top. Was able to pretty much catch the top of the pullback into that high volume area. We had the confluence with the key levels, and we also had extension from VWAP, so on and so forth. So overall, great trade, very confluent setup. And actually analyze the trade with TradeZella, which you guys can see here. We have a little bit of a little stat recap there. So great platform to journal your trades. So that's today's trade, guys. Hope you guys liked this video. Hope you guys gained some value from it. Keep that risk managed. As long as you keep your risk managed, follow your edge, and take the setups that meet your criteria, you should do great in the game, guys. So all about staying focused, having the edge, and following the plan. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.